Cheers.
Oh,
There's no camera on both of us at the same time, so I'm not really sure how that cheers is going to work, but it's fine.
split screen.
Yeah, that's what I'm going
Let's
to do.
both cheers at the camera facing us.
Like this?
Like a boomerang.
That's pretty good.
Yep.
Welcome to the show. So Tashina and I thought, well, we had kind of tried to do something like this before,
Yeah.
where we were talking about specifically business stuff, like influencer business stuff.
Yeah.
But that fizzled out pretty quickly.
Yeah, I felt like we had so many things we wanted to talk about, but we also wanted to answer people's questions. And we weren't getting a lot of questions.
It's hard to get questions when nobody knows the show exists.
That's true. That's very true. And then they quickly became like repeating questions, and we were like, we don't know what's helpful.
Yeah.
So I think that was part of it.
Oh well. So this show has zero structure at all.
Okay, it's just like sitting down, chatting, whatever.
Yeah, did we not talk about this?
We did, but I'm
A little
setting
bit.
premise for the audience.
Oh, you're letting them know. I was
Yeah.
like, how do you not know this? We just covered this.
Setting the stage.
So, yes. So what's going on? Basically, the only hold on. Well, I just want to again, setting the stage like you said. Basically, I asked Tashina if she wanted to sit down and have a drink, and we would basically just talk about whatever cool stuff was on our minds.
Yeah.
So what cool stuff is on your mind?
Okay, this is really stupid, but I'm stoked about my nails. Because I've been wearing the Builder Gel for like a month to be like long nails, and this is the longest my natural nails have ever been like that I can remember in my whole life.
Okay.
So I know that's stupid, but I'm excited about it. So I'm bringing that up.
I don't think it's stupid.
Yeah, just because I just finished putting Builder Gel on them to keep them strong. Not to like extend them, but to keep them strong.
Got to keep them strong.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
just keep rolling with it. Otherwise they're weak, they'll break.
scratch yourself and you got broken nails everywhere. It's not
Everywhere.
good. It's not good. Oh, what are we drinking? Should we talk about that?
Yeah, what are we drinking? I know it's a gin and tonic, but like what?
So we're drinking gross, cheap tonic water. You don't want to know the ingredients, trust me. It's gross. It was 99 cents.
It's about average.
Actually, you know what? I would say it's more, so I got it at Walgreens. I would say it's more gross than the tonic water we get at Smith's
Oh.
and more expensive because the bottles are smaller, but it's the same price.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, so it's that and lime juice.
I like the lime in it, the extra lime.
Yeah. The extra?
You said lime juice.
Well, I mean, I squeezed the lime in. I didn't like.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry to disappoint. You know what though? I limed the rim.
That's what's doing it.
Yeah. So if you rotate your glass as you drink it, like every sip is a nice little surprise.
Like a merry-go-round.
Exactly like a merry-go-round.
Okay, anyway, sorry.
Where were we? Oh, right. Dented Brick. That's what it's called, right? Dented Brick Gin.
I believe so.
Dented Brick is a local brewery or distillery.
Yeah.
And they make really like high-end, amazing stuff, which we've never had. And then they make this like dirt cheap, like well drink priced gin, which is the way I describe it is that it's like almost too smooth, like it's almost too easy to drink.
Yeah. So I was reading on their website what they do is they make their high-end one and then they do a second distill or run, or I don't know the technical term, of those same high-end ingredients, and that's what they use to make their well stuff. So it's technically like it's well priced, but it's better quality ingredients.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I do want to go there and do a tasting because they do gin, obviously, and I think they do whiskey too.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun.
I just assume that they must be pretty cool people and a pretty cool company too because they did that.
Yeah.
You know? Like I feel like whenever you have cheap, like even just the fact that it's affordable gin and that it's in a glass bottle, to
Yeah.
me, even just that says a lot.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah, it is.
Bringing alcohol to people at all classes and socioeconomic standings.
Yeah. But yeah, it's solid. It's tasty. Like Justin said, it's a little too smooth.
Yeah.
But I like it because then you really taste like the lime and other things. I mean, I really like very botanical, herby gin. I really enjoy that. But that is like hard to find that's tasty. A lot of them are not good. So I like this because it's like whatever you put in it, that's what you're going to taste. So you can put in lime, you can put in cucumber, you can put in rosemary, whatever you want. And you can kind of like make it into its own thing.
Yeah, it's sort of like the tofu of gin.
Yes, I think that's actually a good description. I feel like it might be good for Negronis too, for that reason. Like you would really taste everything else. Anyway.
Yeah, I think you're totally right. Cool.
Cool.
So that's what we're drinking.
Yeah. So what are you excited about?
By the way, I do want to say I was going to put our drinks in matching glasses, and then I thought it would be way funnier to put yours in your like fancy Anthropologie glass and put mine in I think this was a 25-cent jar that we bought from the thrift store.
Yeah. We can get you one of these.
No, I don't want one. Thank you.
Okay.
It's almost too big.
It kind of is.
Especially with you, it's like a comically large drink. No,
like,
maybe not comically large,
but it's like
definitely
almost the size of
large.
my face. Look at that.
Don't blame the fact that you have a tiny face on that glass.
I don't have a tiny face. I have a normal face. The glass is just large.
Yeah, you do have a normal face.
Thank you.
I just thought it would be funny to say.
That was funny.
All right, so what other cool stuff is on your mind?
No. We're on you. What are you excited about? What's on your mind?
Well, something that's been on my mind a lot, which when I was thinking about this, I realized I don't actually have like an opinion on it. I've just been like replaying the thing,
Yeah.
which like might be my OCD. By the way, before you get upset and you think Justin shouldn't joke about OCD, I've actually been diagnosed with OCD, so calm down. I'm allowed to say it. Although I don't necessarily agree with that diagnosis, but I see how they got there because there's some shit in here that definitely seems pretty OCD. Regardless, what I was saying is, while not necessarily having an opinion on these things, these conversations, which I'm getting to, don't worry. I know I do these really long, drawn out, like, brevity's not a strong suit of mine. I'm working on it, not really.
At least you're honest.
I've just been replaying these conversations, or these interactions, and they were with our 2 Lyft drivers from yesterday. So we had one, I guess total we had 4.
Yesterday.
But, yeah, last night when we took Bagheera to the hospital. Was that not last night?
No, it was the night before.
Ugh.
That's why I was like, did I miss a whole day? Like, I don't even think you left the house yesterday. Sorry,
what
continue.
What did we do yesterday?
I took the day off.
Oh,
I needed the day.
Yeah. We were kind of like in emotional recovery after the night that we took Bagheera to the ER.
Yeah.
So, one of the Lyft drivers was a woman, a pretty young woman from how she described her timeline.
Yeah.
Who grew up in the Arizona Navajo reservation. Mm-hmm. And that was super fascinating to talk to her because she told us, like, I don't remember the exact dates, but like she grew up without electricity, she grew up without running water. They like got the internet a few years ago, or maybe it was like 10 or 15 years ago, but definitely long after,
yeah,
you know, like the internet was a standard thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, and like it wasn't like one day they got running water and they got the internet and they got electricity. It definitely did not sound that way at all.
No.
And the way that she described it currently was like still that, like she was saying one of her main challenges with living out here, other than that Salt Lake City feels like a huge city, which is bananas. Whenever I hear somebody say that Salt Lake City is, whenever I hear anybody say it's a big city, I'm like, you must be from somewhere tiny.
Yeah, you'd have to be.
Yeah, like that woman we met at the theater who was like, well, there's skyscrapers, and I was like,
I think the tallest building here is like maybe 20 floors.
Yeah.
Like it's like a normal...
Not a skyscraper.
No.
They're normal size, regular small town office buildings.
Yeah. Think of it, if you've been in like downtown Portland, if you took like one block of downtown Portland, that is downtown Salt Lake, I feel like.
I don't feel like San Francisco even has an area with buildings this small.
I think Soma does, where my old office was.
Okay.
But those are like older buildings. That's older downtown. Yeah. Anyway.
It's
yeah.
a small, like, yes, technically it's a city. When you're in the heart of it, a few blocks have like a city vibe. But anyway, the point
It's
is.
like downtown Eugene. That's
okay.
a better explanation. Sorry, go ahead.
So for those of you who've been to downtown Eugene.
That's like Salt Lake City. But I think population-wise, they're similar in size too. I could be wrong.
I think population-wise, you're similar in size.
I don't even know how to take that. What is that? Probably like the number of things living on my body, like the little mites and stuff? Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll take it.
You have too many mites.
Continue.
There might be too many. Okay.
So our Lyft driver talking about getting electricity, water, internet.
I remember where I was, but I appreciate
it's not
what you're
for you
doing
though.
here.
It's for
Okay, fine. You forgot where we were. So she was saying that one of her big issues is that she can't cook outside. Mm-hmm. And, not just that she can't cook outside, but that when she does cook outside, she has to use charcoal.
Yeah.
That was so like okay, you grew up without electricity, you grew up without running water, you grew up without the internet. In the middle of the United States. That's
United.
I'm doubling down on that. That's how I'm gonna say it from now on. United Airlines, United States.
Oof.
I don't know what else is United.
I'm waiting for a Trump joke to come up in there, but it's too painful.
China.
Oh God, disgusting.
Anyway, she was saying that it's tough living here for that reason, and that reason alone just kind of like that's just been playing over in my head like, wow, what is her life like? And then interestingly, we had that Lyft driver today who volunteers for an organization, I Care for Kids, which he kept saying, I care for kids. And so I'm like, cool, you care for kids, great. What's the organization called? He's like, yeah, I've been working, 25 years with this foundation, I Care for Kids. And I'm like, cool, good for you, man. And then he's like, no, it's I Care for Kids.
Yeah, like I care.
Like, I care.
Like what?
No, like this.
How is that different? I mean, I get that it's different. Your finger placement is different.
Yours is like if you're at a, yours is like if you're going to like a swinger party. Mine is like if you're a superhero.
So the masks, both ways, they're masks.
Yeah,
okay.
but masks have very different connotations, is all I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah. Where were we? Oh, right. So he said they've given over the 15 years or whatever that they've been in business as a nonprofit, they have given like 150,000 pairs of glasses away to kids.
Yeah.
And one of the places they go, is the Arizona Navajo Reservation.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking cool. Mm-hmm. So that was the first Lyft driver. And then the second Lyft driver, the guy that gave us a ride back from Bagheera's vet appointment.
From Sudan.
Yeah. Sudanese refugee.
Yeah.
Like we're like, yeah, so where are you from? He's like, oh yeah, I'm from Sudan. And we're like, oh cool, what'd you come out here for? And he's like, I'm a refugee.
Oh,
and
I knew
like,
that was coming.
Really?
Yeah,
just because he said he's from Sudan?
I mean, just because I studied geography, Sudan has been in civil war for like hundreds of years. So it was like you have the northern and the southern and they're different class sects. So one enslaved the other part. And then it's just been like an ongoing thing where especially when we went into Africa and like set all the country lines, they really should have been two separate countries. And we're like, hey, you two hate each other? Same country. Have fun. So there's been...
Wait, is this what that movie Hotel Rwanda is about? Is Rwanda a completely different country?
Yeah.
America.
But that's the cause of so many issues.
By the way, hold on, sorry. I just want to joke about how Americans tend to be apparently really bad at geography.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I'm really bad at geography, so sorry, continue.
No, go ahead. And it's not just America that was a part of this decision, but basically we set the country borders, from what I learned in school, we set them around access to resources based on our needs. So not just the US, but different European countries. And we didn't pay attention to cultural divides. And that is what has caused so many of the issues that still exist, is it's people who culturally religiously are so extremely different, and we put them together and say, have your government figure it out, when like they really should not be the same country, because they are so incredibly different on very fundamental things. But not only that, but when we left, like when we stopped colonizing them, which was a good thing, we left very abruptly and did not teach them how to run these systems that we as the colonizers had put into place. So that caused even more issues, because then suddenly those class systems kind of went back into place again in a way, not that they were ever fully gone.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sudan is like, that's an intense situation. And he was saying there's a big Sudanese refugee community here in Salt Lake, which I've heard before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've heard that through, you know, the LDS church, that enables funding for a lot of refugees to come here, which I think is a really good thing.
Yeah.
Like we should be helping out refugees, you know, like we just should. But yeah, I can only imagine, and he hasn't been here that long.
How long did you say he'd been here? 7, 8 years?
7, 8 years, yeah.
Yeah.
So
His English was really good.
It was really good.
Yeah.
But he wasn't like super young. So I'm saying I can only imagine what he saw in his life, you know, and what his life was like before he came here. Because
Yeah.
like I had friends in the Bay Area that were refugees from Sudan, but he came with his family when he was like a little kid.
Yeah.
And so like they go back and they send money home and they visit people, but like the experience of growing up there must have been so intense.
Yeah.
Like makes you feel really grateful for what you have.
Yeah, absolutely.
It makes me wish we could do more for some of these countries. I'm not going to get too much into it, but like,
No,
feel
please
like I already
continue.
have. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I
You
hijacked
don't
your
have anything
topic.
to apologize for.
I hijacked your topic.
Oh, my topic was just that, I mean, I guess part of my topic is that, like I've said before, it's kind of one of the great things about not having a car, which is we're dependent on things like Lyft.
Yeah.
And we've met amazing local people, and we've met amazing immigrants.
Yeah.
I made a point, I think you had already got out of the car, but I made a point when we were leaving. I was like, hey man, like, thanks for the ride. We're really glad you're in this country.
Oh yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
And he was like, oh, thanks. Like,
Yeah, because I'm sure that must be tough.
yeah.
Like, I'm sure.
Especially out here where you can just have assault rifles and like you don't even need a fucking permit. I'm sure there are a lot of people who have some strong opinions about refugees that aren't necessarily pro-refugee.
Yeah, and I think when you're a refugee, and I could be wrong, but I feel like there must be a lot of uneasiness as far as what your future is in the country that you're in.
Yeah.
Because
Especially in the current climate.
exactly. Like, I feel like that just must be so difficult as just a day-to-day. Like, you have to just be hoping for the best every day. Like,
Yeah.
it's...
So I guess the positive message here is just A, to be grateful for where you're born, if you're lucky enough to be born like where we are.
Yeah.
And B, it's just amazing to meet these people that are working so hard to... I mean, honestly, I don't even know what they're working so hard for. A better life. Like, I don't want to like impose my views, you know, like, especially as somebody who is the grandchild of immigrants, and like, I don't want to impose why they came here.
Yeah.
And like what they're doing, why they're working so hard. You know what I mean? Like I think it is really easy to be like, oh, cool, immigrants are coming here and working so hard so they can improve their lives. But honestly, maybe this dude's just doing it for survival. You know,
I mean,
like who knows?
If you're somewhere on refugee status, like, that's probably it.
Yeah. He was a pretty rad dude, though.
Yeah.
He seemed really nice. He was really happy.
Yeah.
He was more than happy to bring Bagheera home from the vet with us. That was really sweet.
Yeah, when we first got in the car, Justin was like, thanks for taking us, you know, even though we have a cat, 'cause Bagheera is not, he's not a great traveler.
He's not
very
quiet.
noisy.
Yeah. Wait, did you say he's very noisy?
I did, but I meant noisy.
Everyone, I'd like to welcome Tipsy Tashi to the show.
But what did he say? He was like, you were like, thanks for like being okay with this. He's like, of course, they're our friends. He said something like that, and I
Yeah,
just remember thinking it was so sweet.
He was saying they're like friends, they're families. He's like, I love animals. That's why I said okay when you texted me.
Yeah.
Because I definitely texted him.
Yeah.
Well, I tried to call him first, but.
No, because I'm sure there are people, and I totally understand it, that would not want an animal in their car as a Lyft driver. Like, I don't know that I would if I was one.
I like
Especially when it's like 1 a.m. and you're like, pick me up at the emergency vet. Like, that was really nice of him to do.
It was really nice of him to do. On a more comical note, the way you said that, I thought most people would not want an animal in their car as their Lyft driver. And I was just thinking, like, you know, you get into the car and there's a little cat and he's got like a little, like, cabbie hat. And he's like, man, top of the morning to you. And then he, like, this little, you don't have opposable thumbs, drive safely.
Yeah. I thought of the possum in Fantastic Mr. Fox, you know, the one that goes into the
With
trance.
the crazy eyes?
Yeah. And I was picturing him driving and then seeing a light and, like, doing the crazy eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I know you do. Okay, so that's one cool thing that's been on my mind. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on my mind as per usual. So what else is up with you?
As per usual. Oh.
Also, hurry up and finish that drink so we can go to round 2.
I'll take my time. Don't rush me.
All
Don't
right.
rush me.
Fine. Well, I might go to round 2 first. Keep talking. I'm just gonna grab the ingredients.
I'm just trying to think of like what's been up that I would want to talk about and share. Obviously, we're going into holiday season, so that's like the busy time for Logical Harmony. So I've just been trying to like secure sponsorships and things like that, and like create good resources that are helpful for people that shop cruelty free or who have people in their lives that are cruelty free. So that's been taking up a lot of time, and it's like a lot of admin work, so it's not necessarily like super boring, but it's definitely on my mind.
You mean it is super boring?
Yes. Like, to me, it's not, but like to a lot of people, admin work is pretty, like, it's not an interesting topic to talk about.
I'm sorry, baby.
Did you startle one of them?
Applesauce was right about to come join us, and then before she could, I accidentally let the air out of this bottle, and they don't like it because it sounds like a cat hiss.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else. Like, it's just been a lot of emails, a lot of admin work, so not super duper exciting. I don't know. I feel like I've just spent all day in email.
Okay, but like not just today. Like what's been going on? Like what's on your mind? Like, is there any cool, I don't know, cool experiences you've had, or cool people you've met, or cool podcasts you've listened to, or like what's going on? What's new with you?
Oh man.
I mean, it doesn't have to be new, but just what's on your mind? Have you learned anything cool lately?
There's like a movie quote that relates to that.
Is there?
Anyway, but I can't remember.
This is the next gin we're having.
Ransom. It's not my favorite.
It's
I like
not,
the bottle.
Yeah, the bottle's cool. I like it.
It's a good compliment.
It's very flavorful. It's very handcrafted from the finest grains and botanicals: barley, rye, corn, juniper, lemon, coriander, angelica root, caraway, anise, marionberry, orris root, hops, cardamom, and orange.
I'll just say it's not as botanical as I thought it would be based on the label.
Is it more like not spicy like heat spicy, but like spicy like flavor spicy?
No, it's like, to me it tastes like whiskey.
What?
Like, it's sweet, and like I taste the rye in it more than I taste the herbs. Personally. Ew.
Weird. Maybe you're just more sensitive to rye than I am.
Maybe. Because I'm not a huge whiskey person. So that could be part of it. Like, but yeah, to me, it tastes more like whiskey than it does like gin. Like, I don't get the botanicals in it. I don't taste them. They're not strong enough for me.
I agree that the botanicals aren't very strong, but I wouldn't call it whiskey flavored personally, but I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What else? What's new? I've not listened to any podcasts. I need to. I have like 5 on my to listen to list.
Well, what are the 5 on your to listen to list, and why are they on your to listen to list?
Let me pull it up.
Sure. Take your time.
I take notes on like everything. Well, Jess Kilberry, Vegan Beauty Addicts podcast.
What is it called? Cafe y leche? Or
Yeah, because
leche
it's
cafe.
coffee and cream.
I know what the words mean. I couldn't remember the order.
It's the coffee first. That she does with Loud Cindy. So that is on my to listen list. I put it on my calendar yesterday and today and did not actually listen to it.
Yikes. Ugh.
Other stuff just kept getting pushed. I have episodes of Los Angeles to catch up on.
Los Angeles?
It's Kirby Johnson's podcast.
Oh, Kirby.
I love Kirby. Kirby's amazing.
Kerbo.
She's so sweet, and like she was a part of Pop Sugar like forever. For freaking ever. Anyway, Kirby's great. So Los Angeles, I need to catch up on that.
Is she not still a part of
No,
Pop
she
Sugar?
left.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Approachable with Samantha. And I think
what's that about? Actually, wait, hold on. Sorry. What are any of these about?
most of them, so
Jess and Loud Cindy's podcast.
doesn't really have a set topic. Most of these don't
That's
necessarily have set topics. They're just about random stuff, more or less, like what the people want to talk about. So like the latest episode of Jess and Cindy's podcast is guessing celebrities' signs, like astrological signs. And I did start watching it yesterday. I shouldn't say I didn't at all, but I did start watching it. The latest episode of Los Angeles is Laverne Cox on what it takes to be a bad bitch. It's our first celebrity guest. That's exciting.
Who's Laverne Cox?
An actress.
Oh. What's she been in? Anything I would know?
Yeah. Let me look it up, though.
Sorry, I didn't mean to distract you. Go ahead with the podcast. Applesauce.
So the latest Approachable episode is called Adulting.
What's the premise of that show? Because Approachable sounds like there's something there.
I have so much to catch up on. I'm bad at describing the premise of these two.
Okay.
Sorry.
Can you use keywords? All right, this is clearly too difficult.
It's too difficult because I feel like I'm so behind on podcasts that I don't want to say like, oh, they talk about this, and then realize like I'm 6 episodes behind and they're talking about other stuff. But I know like I don't want to put words in Sam's mouth. I feel like
That's not sanitary.
It's not. I feel like though she just wanted to talk about more than what she could on her channel. Like her channel is very much about beauty. She does talk about other things too. And like Sam is such a blunt person. And I'm not really familiar with Alyssa, I'll be honest there. But I know they have a good dynamic. It's who she does the podcast with. I know they have a good dynamic. Like they really balance each other out well. But I think it's just like for them to just talk about what's going on. There's some episodes definitely more related to like being an influencer. Some about like real life, like this new one, Adulting.
Being an influencer is not real life.
It's real life, but it's not like something that everyone is like, yeah, that's my day to day.
Sure.
What else? I have episodes of the Target Girl podcast to catch up on.
The Target Girl has a podcast?
Yeah. So I first found her when Jennifer X Lauren was on it.
Who's Jennifer X Lauren?
I follow her on Instagram. She does fashion. She lives in, I believe, Austin. She's really cute. I like her style, so I followed her. And she was on an episode of the Target Girl podcast. That's how I found it, is Jennifer was like, hey, I'm on this episode. And it's kind of all over the place, but a lot of it is like interviewing influencers or owners of businesses that are sold at Target. Like she interviewed the owners of Yes Way Rosé.
Sure.
And then at the end of every episode, she has them list like, what are your favorite things at Target?
That's fun.
Yeah, I have episodes of that to catch up on.
I'm surprised no one has a Trader Joe's account that's similar.
Someone might.
Maybe. I could see though, like Trader Joe's, there's not enough fast turnover.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I follow a few Trader Joe's vegan accounts and it's like, it'll be weeks between posts.
Yeah, it's like once you find the stuff that's there, there's not really much more to say for quite a while.
Yeah, and some of it's so regional, and that's what was frustrating. Is I'd see all these posts on there being like, there's this, there's that, it's great. And I'd go to Trader Joe's and be like, none of that's here. Though they should have their pumpkin bagels soon. I'm excited about that. I subscribe to the How to Film Weddings podcast. There's 7 episodes. I've not listened to a single one. So I should do that.
Should we talk about filming weddings?
Yeah.
When you're done with your podcast thing?
What else?
I don't know. I have no idea. I literally have
That's
no clue.
basically it. I'm subscribed to a few others, but like that's my short list.
Okay.
My main focus is Jess's podcast, Los Angeles and Approachable, because they're created by people I want to support. So that's my short list.
Cool.
Yep.
Awesome. I feel like we probably should have had water.
Yeah.
There's some right here. I'm going to grab it. Ugh. All right. So, yeah, I was thinking maybe, seeing this earlier and then I forgot. Maybe we should do a little bit of a life update because since we're filming this as a video.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's cameras here.
I mean, I know there's cameras here, but we did that before just to get the audio.
Oh, no. These microphones are for the audio.
I'm aware. I meant before oh, hi, Applesauce. We were stripping out the video. Anyway, Applesauce, is she in the shot?
I don't think so, unfortunately.
Come on, baby. She's like, I'm
now
not in the
she
shot.
is.
Now I'll be in the shot. One of her favorite things. Center of attention. I can't share that detail.
No, you can't. You can't talk about that. There's a secret project. I wouldn't call it necessarily well, it is a project for somebody.
Yeah.
It's not our project. There's something that we're contributing to that has to do with applesauce.
She worked very hard on it.
It's very exciting. Just wait.
Yeah.
So filming weddings. Okay. So if
Actually, no, don't show the world your butt. Come on. Sorry, not you, her.
I can show the world my butt, that's fine.
No.
That's acceptable.
No.
Excuse me. Okay, so for the last couple of years, I'm not going to get super into it, but I've been kind of like slowly considering stepping a little bit away from Logical Harmony. And I don't want to speak for you, but it also seems like over the last couple of years, you've also been maybe kind of like slowly starting to want a slightly different outlet than just cruelty-free beauty, which is why we've expanded into fashion and why we've expanded into more like home content. But still, we've both been sort of feeling like maybe it's time to maybe not step away from Logical Harmony, but at least...
I just realized her tail's covering you.
Yeah, her tail's going bonkers over there. But at least to try some new stuff.
Yeah.
And one thing that we've both kind of got a little bit excited about was shooting weddings.
Yeah.
So right now it's in the super early stages, but we've been shooting some for free. We've been shooting temple weddings, which is something that's kind of unique to the LDS community, which I'll break down here. I probably won't talk about it in further episodes if we keep doing this. But effectively and essentially, the best way of describing an LDS temple wedding is that there's not allowed to be cameras or any sort of videography or photography inside the temple wedding. And during the temple wedding, the people getting married are not wearing like their what people outside the LDS community would consider to be like your wedding stuff. Like you're not wearing your wedding dress, you're not wearing big fancy earrings or jewelry. The dude's not wearing a tuxedo. Like typically it's like very, very muted, like it's white and very conservative dressing. I've never even seen it. So, but this is what I understand from the LDS people that I've talked to. And then once they get sealed, which is the term for that LDS wedding, which part of is their souls being sealed to one another for eternity. After all that, there's a room where they can change and kind of get on their what we would consider wedding attire, and then they come out and they celebrate, and there's a lot of photos with their friends and family who are all in, again, what you would consider normal wedding clothing.
Yeah.
the point is that portion of time when they come out of the temple is the photo op, video op portion. So it's very, very different than if you think about going and shooting I don't want to say the word normal, but like a non-LDS wedding, I guess is the best way of saying that. Very, very different, right? There's a ceremony, there's vows, there's all this other stuff, and obviously photography and videography are allowed. So we've been shooting mostly LDS weddings, not by any real intention other than that we've been kind of going to the temple and offering to shoot wedding videos for people for free.
Yeah.
And obviously if they're getting married at the LDS temple, it's going to be that kind of situation.
Yeah. And the temples are beautiful, so it's kind of like a cool backdrop to do stuff on.
Yeah, it's super beautiful. It's fun. It's just not like a full-on
It's not what you think
wedding.
of when you think. Yeah, it's not like the
Yeah,
ceremony, the reception, the dinner,
Totally,
the
yeah.
dancing.
Yeah.
And not to say they don't have those things, but what we're filming is very much like right after their temple ceremony.
So we're very hungry to shoot what you would think of as a normal wedding. Or again, I feel like bad saying the word
Traditional?
normal, but
Maybe not even traditional.
yeah, what a wedding is for the rest of the world, effectively.
Stereotypical wedding.
No, that sounds bad too. Anyway, it doesn't really matter.
No.
We're like, this is where we're trying to be like overly PC. Like, look, our intent is to be nice and respectful. So if you don't get that from what we're saying, then I don't know what to tell you. Sorry.
Applesauce is just going to show you her butt.
Look at Applesauce's butthole. So now I lost my train of thought.
Sorry. So we want to shoot more of those weddings.
Right. And I did shoot one full wedding, but I was shooting it for a different videographer, and it was when I still only had one camera.
And we shot one, but it was really untraditional too.
Yeah, it was not a wedding. It was not a full-on wedding. It was basically like if here's like what you would think of as like a wedding and here's LDS weddings, this wedding was like over here.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like non-traditional, like, oh, they're just dressed up as characters from Star Wars. It was non-traditional in that there was just not a lot to it.
Yeah, it was just like we're two people who love each other who are not into like the traditional ceremony.
Right. Which is rad.
Yeah.
And I'm
Super
excited
rad.
to shoot that stuff too. However, since we're trying to get into more wedding stuff, I want to get more full weddings
Yeah.
to put in our portfolio.
There weren't bridesmaids, there weren't groomsmen, there
Right.
were, things like that. Yeah.
And this is why I will not be explaining what an LDS or what a temple wedding is in future episodes, because I feel like that took a really
tough.
long time to say not a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Is it raining?
I think it is raining.
Ooh.
Ooh, I know something we can talk about that we're both excited about.
Snow?
Yeah.
I am excited for snow. I'm
Tell-
excited for winter.
Tell us all the things you're excited about that have to do with snow.
I'm excited for like winter foods. I'm excited to have a Christmas tree. I'm excited to have my Christmas village. I think my mom's bringing that on Thursday.
Okay, let's break these down. Did you say Christmas food or winter food?
Winter food.
Okay. What are some of your winter recipes or dishes you're excited about?
mean-
Obviously, artichoke dip,
The best.
which sounds disgusting, but it's not.
So good.
Because when I think of artichoke dip, what I think of is like pureed artichoke. Like I think of like spinach dip.
Blech.
Barf.vom. But no, the
It's
artichoke
like
dip
warm
you
and
make.
cheesy, and
Yeah.
like you can still eat it on bread. You can eat it on. It's good on broccoli.
Ooh,
It's
is
good
it
on
though?
pasta. I made mac and cheese with it once with some leftovers, and that was
I
good.
could see that. The only downside is it's very oily.
Oh my gosh, yes, it's very oily.
If there's, you know what we should do? We should get one of those turkey basters so that we can suck the oil off the top.
I mean, we should. The idea of a turkey baster is gross to me, but yes, I like this.
We're not going to
concept.
baste anything with it. If anything, we're unbasting
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Debasting.
So yeah, definitely artichoke dip. I'm just excited for like soups. I love making soups, roasted vegetable bowls. This year I really want to do so. Like growing up, my family tradition was on Christmas Eve we would have chili at my grandmother's house.
Go on.
So I kind of want to do chili this year for Christmas Eve
Huh.
to stick with that. It's like a super untraditional thing,
Yeah.
but
You are more than welcome to make chili.
You're doing tamales.
I would personally like to stick to my family tradition, but that doesn't mean we can't have both.
Yeah, we could do both. What if we did chili and tamales? Is that disgusting? Am I a gross human being for suggesting this?
We're not putting chili in my homemade tamales.
Okay. Yeah, we could do both. And yeah, I'm just excited for like, I don't know, I grew up eating like very traditional Christmas foods and
Go
holiday
on.
foods.
Like what?
Like roasts and like roasted vegetables and like, I'm just excited
I
for
could do a
things like
homemade
that.
seitan roast again.
Yeah, that'd be good.
It takes a really long time. I'm kind of excited for that though, because I feel like one thing that you and I have started doing that I've really enjoyed since we moved out here is cooking together again.
Yeah, I
Which
like it a lot.
It seems like we didn't do that since we lived in El Cerrito. And like, I think that this will be a nice opportunity to get back into that.
She doesn't drink it. I just like to let her smell it.
Like any good mother.
No, I totally agree. Hey. Yeah, so those are the main things. I think there are other things that'll come up, like, I'll get out my Balowski baking cookbook.
Balowski baking cookbook?
So when I was a kid, there were these books about Balowski the bear that I had, and I have his baking cookbook.
Oh, jeez.
But it's like things like thumbprint cookies with jam in them, or like,
I do love cookies.
yeah.
I don't know why you would desecrate it by putting jam on a cookie, but
Wait, have you never had the like jam thumbprint cookies
I don't
with like
think so.
raspberry? Oh, they're so good.
are they?
They're so good.
Are you sure?
Or what my Aunt Emily and I used to do, and my mom and I too, is we would do jam in some and put a Hershey's Kiss in some of the others. So we could do like a square of dark chocolate.
Cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be into that. Chocolate I'm into.
Yeah.
Jam?
Oh, jam's so good. Anyway,
Ooh, what if we put a marshmallow in them? Like a dandy, like half a dandy. If you cut a dandy in half, and then you went into your cookie.
you could try it.
What if you put a dandy on top of a bar of chocolate, and then it's like a s'more
That's
cookie?
what I thought you. That's where I thought you were going with that initially, and then when you like didn't finish that thought, I was like, wait, just a marshmallow?
Ooh.
So yeah, I'm excited for like holiday stuff and just like fall cooking, like squash and like apple crisp and things like that. Like I'm excited for that stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
So what else did you want to unpack from that? The Christmas village?
Oh yeah, tell us about the Christmas village.
So my grandmother and I, she
Good
has like a
prompting.
bay window, and so we had like a full-on Christmas village we would set up with like little houses and little lights and all these other things. My own one growing up was not as fancy. It was made from wood, and it was just like little like wooden houses and wooden people figurines. But I think my mom's bringing it this year, and I'm really excited about it. And then whenever my dad comes, he's bringing some other Christmas stuff that was my Grammy's. So that'll be cool to have, because I feel like this will be our first year where we can like decorate a tree and I can have like all these family ornaments from my side of the family on it.
Yeah.
And that's exciting.
Yeah, the last time we really had our own space, well, Fairfield, we had a tree in Fairfield, but you didn't have a bunch of family ornaments.
No, and it was exciting too, because like, so I don't know exactly what my mom has for me, but like we went through the box that my dad has when we were there, and it was like every ornament that I actually remember from being a little kid at his house during Christmas was in that box. Like my dad did a really good job curating that, I will say.
Maybe it's just all of them and you remember all of them.
It's not though. It's not like
How do you know if you don't remember them?
because we would have like kind of big trees. And there were certain ones that like Jackson really liked, my brother, and certain ones that I really liked. Like we would take them off the tree and play with them, or like just certain things. Like Grammy loved rocking horses at Christmas. So there were always all these rocking horse things at her house. And so some of the ornaments are like the rocking horse ornaments from her house. And like they're just certain ones that I specifically remember. So I'm excited for that. Yeah, I love Christmas. I'm excited. I'm excited for it to be snowy during Christmas. Like
too.
that's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I'm excited to sit here, as weird as it is for me to say, looking at the tree and then like looking out the window and it's snowing.
Yeah.
Like that's like, I just, like as a kid who grew up without snow, it's like you always thought of like how that's kind of real Christmas, you know? And it's not like I felt like my Christmases weren't real Christmas, but but I do feel like I'm ready to experience that snowy Christmas.
Yeah, and as someone who grew up with a snowy Christmas, I feel like not having it in California, it never felt like real Christmas. Like right now, like the
You
leaves
should try
are-
Christmas in Hawaii. That was interesting.
That'd be weird.
It
I've
was
never
weird.
been to Hawaii, so I can imagine that.
well.
But like the leaves here are already changing color, and like in California, they don't start changing color until like November. And then the winter in California is like fall everywhere else. So
For
I'm
someone who
excited
lived
for
in
real
California for
seasons.
so long, you sure are down on California weather.
The California weather, like
It's amazing. It's beautiful year round.
it is beautiful year round, but it's not like Christmassy. And I miss having like real fall. I miss having a winter. Like I grew up with those, so I miss them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should get a sled.
Yeah.
Actually, I was kind of saying that to make fun of you, but I kind of now I want a sled now that I thought about how sleds are a thing.
Yeah, they're
Like
fun.
like straight up like what is that movie called? Straight up like Citizen Kane, like Rosebud toboggan.
Dang. When I was a little kid, we used to take like metal trash can lids and use those as sleds sometimes.
We should really dive into talking about how you were poor as a kid in one of these. We should have an episode where we just talk about our childhood and like the weird stuff we remember.
Well, and some of that too, I mean, either everyone we knew was poor, like all our friends were poor, or that was just like, we don't have enough sleds to go around, but we're at this hill and this house has a metal trash can, so we're taking the lid and using it. Like,
Did you put it back? Of course you
yeah,
did.
of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah, that was at the scary road though, where it like dipped down like this. And so if you weren't controlled enough about your sledding and you didn't stop yourself, you would just go right into the blackberry bushes. It's a very risky game. But it was
Did that
fun.
ever happen to you?
No.
You never got stuck like a person in a fuzzy suit on a Velcro wall?
No. It happened to other kids though, and I was like, just jump out. Just
And they're
roll
like,
out.
"No, somebody call my mom." And
Yeah,
you're
just like
we're leaving.
just gracefully fall out. No, I wouldn't leave.
You're like, we're gonna respectfully put this trash can lid back, and then we're heading home. See you.
Yeah.
See you in spring.
No. I don't think anyone ever got stuck in it. People definitely like took their sleds into it. But it was so much fun. And as a kid, the hill was like really steep and really big. I'm sure in reality it was not that big or not that steep. But as a kid, you're like, this is so risky and dangerous. And you went and you did it. And then, yeah. I would just start dragging my feet once you get towards the bottom. And then it slows you down. But,
Anything else you're excited about for winter?
oh,
I'm excited to build a snow person.
a snow person. Yeah. I'm excited for that.
I say snow person, but yeah, I guess it will be a snow person. I don't know that I'm gonna like put genitalia
Yeah, I was
on
gonna say
my.
it's not Dumb and Dumber. Like,
Do they put genitalia on their snow
yeah,
people?
because you know how like traditional like snow people have like the coal eyes and the carrot nose,
Sure,
and in
yeah.
Dumb and Dumber there's a scene where he puts them, you know,
Mm-hmm. I get it. And
Yeah.
I've
in
never.
a different place.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that movie all the way through. Still, we should make a list. I know we talked about this previously, but I want to make a list of shows and movies to watch during the Christmas
I
season.
started it.
You did?
Yeah, in Google Keep. Let me see where it is.
Should we do another episode where it's us drinking and me trying to somehow read Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol?
We can if you want.
Okay,
Wait, where did it go?
I have no idea.
I think I accidentally deleted it. I think that was just A Christmas Story and Die Hard at this point.
Not even Love Actually? Even I would have thought of Love Actually.
So I love Love Actually,
Go on.
but it has not aged super well. I will say that.
That's interesting because I thought it was always terrible and bad.
I mean, it came out a long time ago.
No, I
don't
understand.
mean it.
I'm just saying, a long time ago, like I know some of the storylines you're referencing. Like, for example, the one of the dude who is like chasing after his best friend's wife the entire show or movie, and for some reason we're supposed to think that's super romantic instead of really fucked up and pretty creepy, especially that he's only filming her secretly while he's supposed to be filming his best friend's wedding. I don't know if that's that it didn't age well. The first time I saw that movie, I was like, this is not okay. Like, this is really weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, is that what you're referring to? Or were there other storylines?
That, or like the prime minister and like, I don't know what her role was.
Assistant person?
Yeah, I don't know which, like, I don't want to say housekeeper. Like, I don't know what she was. But that's like a little, like, not so great. Because, like, what would you do in that situation?
Yeah, of course you would accept the prime minister's...
Yeah. Though she did quit before she accepted.
Did she? But that's not why she quit. She quit because of the terrible American president.
Yeah.
That dirty rascal.
I'm not going to argue that.
Rascal implies that I have some sort of, like, affinity for this guy. No. Let me take that back. He was a piece of shit. He was not a dirty rascal. Bagheera's a dirty rascal.
Yeah. Billy Bob Thornton was well cast as the president.
Is that who that was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did a good job.
Oh, yeah. Maybe too
Sorry,
good.
Billy Bob.
I don't know. Is Billy Bob a good person? I don't have any knowledge of Billy Bob.
I know he was married to Angelina Jolie. That's basically all I know about him. He was.
You know what I remember about that? I remember when she got his name tattooed on her arm because it was in like all these magazines and stuff because she was like right about to start filming some movie and the director was like, "What are you doing? You can't get tattoos on your arms before we film this movie."
I think she already had tattoos though.
I don't know.
That was
I
like
just
back
remember
before Smashbox.
That was an issue. Smashbox? Oh, you said Smashbox. I heard Smash Brothers, and I thought you were referencing the
Bash
GameCube.
Brother? Oh.
I thought you were referencing the GameCube game.
No, definitely not.
That game was a hit, though. Did you ever play Smash Brothers? You weren't really a video game person. Wait, weren't you like really into like Crash Bandicoot or something?
I like Crash Bandicoot. I loved Adventure Island.
But were those both when you were smoking a lot of weed? Be honest.
No.
Okay, but
when I
were
was
they?
in college and I played
When I was in college and was?
and smoked a lot of weed.
Oh.
I played
Weird way of saying that.
what was it called?
I have no idea.
It was one of the Elder Scrolls games. I played that a lot, and I played snowboarding games.
Like SSX Tricky?
I don't even remember. Like, they weren't mine. I just played them.
Do you want to learn how to snowboard?
I don't know. I remember snowboarding in high school and being like, I'm just standing on this thing. It's going down the hill now.
Well,
okay.
you were probably on a bunny hill.
Yeah, but that was I took one where I had to take the lift. But I don't remember being excited about it. I was like, I'm just standing on this board.
You weren't
All
like
right, we're
carving
moving.
around and doing fun stuff?
I mean, I just didn't see the point. I know that's weird, but I was like,
So you just went. So what you're telling me is you just went straight down the hill like a bullet, and then just like stopped at the bottom. You're like, well, I stood on the board. Is that what we're supposed to believe?
I think I carved a little bit, but like, it just didn't resonate with me as something that was fun.
Sure.
Like I was like, I'm doing this now.
No, I get it. That's how I feel about skiing. I'm like, let me get this straight. I put these long things on my feet, and then I just stand, and then.
I mean, you move your legs with skiing. I felt like with snowboarding.
Do you? I've never skied.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah, you move your legs when you ski.
When you're flat, though, if you're going down,
yeah, I've only
are you
ever
really...
done cross country skiing.
This is my point, though. Is like, how is skiing not just being like?
I don't know. I've only done cross country skiing.
It seems like that's all it is.
Yeah, I could see that.
I'm prepared to be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. It just
Cross-country
doesn't
skiing's
seem
fun.
exciting.
Yeah, and that's how I felt about snowboarding. Like, and I feel like that's like a very, I don't know, as Rhiannon would say, a very Spock way to think about it, but like, it's very much like.
Does Rhiannon call you Spock a lot?
No, but she says I'm Spock-like.
Imagine.
But yeah.
Weigh in the comments. Is Tashina Spock-like? Although I feel like you'd only know the answer to that if you like really knew you as a human person.
Yeah.
Because I feel like your like YouTube, like when you're on camera, especially on the Logical Harmony channel, it brings out like a more kind of like empathetic, emotional, not I don't mean like you're like cold and icy and
No.
don't care about people otherwise. I just mean it like evokes this facet of your personality
Yeah.
that if you know you as a normal human, that doesn't come out as much. Like you're not.
No, I think
Yeah.
a good way to sum it up is like I worked with a lot of software engineers and I was on the engineering team.
Which is a great way to sum that up if people work with software engineers.
But there's so many stereotypes about how they are. Anyway, like,
They're very analytical. It's either 0 or it's 1. It's black or it's white. It's
Yeah.
yes or it's no. Which
And-
is funny because I get like that a lot and you get really
I
frustrated.
get really frustrated because I feel like you get that way about things that have to do with emotion where there's no black and white. It's always
Interesting.
gray.
Yeah.
But like in general, I am not a very emotionally driven person. I'm a very like sensitive,
Oh, I would
empathetic
disagree
person.
that you're not an emotionally driven person.
But like as far as things go, like I'm not gonna get all like, snowboarding, how romantic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm like, you're literally standing on a board as it goes down a hill.
You know what though? I bet if we like, I think that if I took anything that you weren't interested in and made it this big romantic gesture, that for the rest of your life you would see it as like, oh, snowboarding, how romantic.
Maybe.
But I see what you're saying. It's like on your own, you do these things and you're like, okay, that wasn't that exciting. So like, I don't care. And it doesn't matter how many people tell me I should care or how many people tell me it's
Yeah.
fun. It wasn't fun. And thus I have zero interest.
Yeah, that's why should I put in the time and the energy and like any sort of capacity into it.
Yeah. Which I'm pretty much the opposite. I'm like, what? You said that's fun? Oh my God, I believe you. It must be the most fun thing in the world. I want to do it. I'm
Yeah.
going to put all this time and energy into doing it. I've definitely scaled that back. Mm-hmm. You want to know
Yeah.
why?
Why?
Because when I started getting really interested in flying drones, I was like, okay, this has to be like one of the last things. Like I can't just jump around anymore. Like if I'm
Yeah.
gonna do this, I have to like really invest some time and
to do
energy
it.
into it and like really do it and not just like, oh, that was fun for 10 minutes. It was awesome. Okay, now this thing, now this
Yeah.
thing, now this thing.
Yeah, and for me, I'm like, if it's fun for 10 minutes, why should I waste time and energy?
Wah, 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 wah. Okay, what else are you excited about? Because I feel like we have to end this on a high note.
Yeah, we do. I'm just excited for winter.
Yeah.
I'm excited for winter clothes, like winter boots.
Yeah,
I'm
me
excited
too.
to bundle up.
I'm excited for scarves.
Yes, I thought you were going to say scones.
I'd be into scones. I would
Yeah.
love a good scone.
I'm excited for scarves
You
too.
haven't made scones in years.
I've never made scones.
No, you made them when we lived in El Cerrito.
I did?
Yeah.
Are you sure that was me?
I'm 100% sure it's you. It wasn't any of the cats, and it definitely was not our...
It wasn't
No, it
me.
wasn't. It wasn't... Well, it definitely wasn't Alex, is what I was going to say. And then I was thinking, did Marina make scones? Marina never made scones. You made scones. Maybe I made scones.
You made,
Was
I
it
think
me?
you. I've never made scones.
Mm,
I've made biscuits. Oh, I'm excited for biscuits.
I'm pretty sure you've made scones with blueberries or something weird like that. Like some kind of wacky fruit.
I mean, that does sound like me.
It does. And then I think I convinced you to put chocolate chips in them.
I really don't think this was me.
It might have been when I was working at the bakery,
Yeah, this was not me.
but
I've
I'm
never
pretty
made
sure
scones.
it was you. Okay,
If anything,
anyway.
I made like fruity biscuits, but I've never made scones.
Fruity biscuits.
Maybe I did like oatmeal bars with blueberries in them. I've never made scones. I can. That is a firm answer on
All right, okay.
that. What are you excited about for winter? I'm excited for the cats to get fluffy. Sorry, go ahead.
See, okay, the point you're at now, being at the bottom of your first drink, is the point I wanted you to be at the beginning of the episode.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Now I know I have to calibrate. I got to get you
can't
one
drink
drink in.
fast.
I know. So now I know, though.
I'm a slow eater.
I got to
slow
give you your
imbiber.
first drink an hour before we start the episode so that when we start recording, you're right where I need you to be.
And then I just interrupt you all this time.
Yeah, exactly.
That's respectful.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited for the cats to be fluffy. Mostly, I mean, I don't really care about the cats being fluffy, but I'm excited about applesauce being fluffy.
Yeah.
Yeah, applesauce specifically.
I want to see what Junie looks like because her coat is like all the same length.
Yeah.
And so I feel like she'll just be like a bigger version of herself. And I think it'll look like the little brother in A Christmas Story when he has all the clothes on. That's how I picture it.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for my first winter with snow. I'm
Yeah.
excited for snowball fights. I'm excited to eat snow. You know how much I love eating snow. It's like my favorite thing.
Yeah.
I might invest in some syrups.
For some snow cones?
Yes, that I can
I'm okay
just
with
like.
that. Just get
go-
ones we could also put in hot chocolate.
Okay, an idea. That's an idea. I was thinking more like fun flavors like watermelon and like
That sounds disgusting with hot
lime.
chocolate.
I know that. I know. I'm excited for hot chocolate. Oh, actually, okay. One thing I'm really, really excited about. Two things. First thing, making sourdough bread again.
Yeah.
Really excited about that. But the second thing I'm excited about is, have you ever had pozole? You call it pazul, but that's no one. It's
I
not.
had it once at Flacco's. It was really good.
Yes. Okay. So honestly, it's been so long since I've had it. Like from my grandma. I've had it at Flacco's, but from my grandma that I don't even think I remember what it tastes like. So that could be tough.
Mm-hmm.
But I would really, really like to nail down a vegan pozole because my mouth is watering just thinking about it. That was one thing aside from tamales that my grandma would make
Yeah.
every winter, and it's just, especially if you like soup and you love chickpeas, and
Yeah.
so it's not chickpeas, it's hominy. Hominy?
Hominy.
Is that the big like corn looking thing?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, it is. I don't think
It's
so. I
just
know.
so good. It's like, I can't even describe it. It's just amazing.
Is that the soup that Flacco's had that had like, I don't know what kind of cactus it was, or was that a separate one?
I don't remember that.
Okay, because that was also really good. Yeah, we should make stuff like that because I have that cookbook that my grandmother put together of all their family recipes. It'd be fun to veganize a bunch of that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we should do similar with your stuff that you remember.
Yeah,
Veganize
totally.
it.
Okay, so should we end it there?
Yeah, because I have to pee.
Yeah, I have to pee so bad. Okay, tell us about some of your favorite winter family recipes in the comments that you're excited to make this winter.
Yes.
Do you have
please
any closing thoughts?
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sitting here. Whatever you're doing while you're listening, thank you.